guys, this is the last video in the Knowing and Growing Oneself. It's regarding your own personal self-development. So I could go on this topic for a very long time, but I'm actually just going to do a short video for it. But there's a lot of information with self-development that we can take it. I will probably talk on this subject later on in the series, but for now, we'll just talk about more of the just general self-development concepts. So initially, let's talk about developing your own purpose and your own goals. When you are becoming a manager or working on being a leader, it's important to know what your own purpose is and what your own goals are before you then try to inspire and implement change in others. So self-identification for that is vital. Find out what motivates you. Find out what your hopes are before you tackle a project. So that'd be step number one. Then when you're in an organization and you're working, find out what opportunities actually might come up in that organization. Then you will actually be able to direct your goals toward that and say, hey, is that something that I want to pursue? And then you can work toward that, right? The next thing would be then to actively seek feedback. So if you're working under a manager and you don't know where you stand, it's important to go back and say, hey, is there anything I can do better? Be open to criticism, be open to that feedback. It'll make you a better employee and it'll make you a better person if you are open to hear what others truly think about you. Because when they come at you and they're honest with you and you're receiving that feedback, you will be able to grow and learn and develop in areas that you didn't realize you had weaknesses in. So seek feedback from others. Maybe you'll get some positive information, maybe you'll get some negative, but be open to receive both either way. So I like that. Work on your own personal stress management. So this is a big one. In life, you will go through things, and in the work area you will also go through things, so you need to be able to learn how to manage that stress. In the workspace you may get into arguments, you may not get into disagreements. You have to be able to work on realizing that conflict and then not responding to it, and then being able to go on and figure out how to release some of that stress. Or maybe you're working really long hours. I work 60 hours a week and then I go to school and I'm absolutely exhausted. Yeah, but finding that outlet for you would be very important for me. A lot of it's just bonding with my children, bonding with my husband. That's my stress management. It'll relax me from a really busy week. For you, it might be going for a bike ride, or maybe it's movie reflection. A lot of it might depend on your MBTI type and how you draw your energy from, but find something that allows you to relieve that stress. So stress management's important. The other part of that's that work-life balance. I heard a thing from Jeff Bezos. I read an article online that was talking about perceiving that stress, I guess that work-life balance, as something different. So maybe we don't shoot for work-life balance, but we shoot for being happy in both realms. So stop using the balance term because it's difficult to achieve, because a lot of the times we're at work more than we want to be at home. So there is no such thing as a work-life balance, but that we should work on changing our mindset when we're in the workplace. And instead of that, we should focus on being positive in the workplace and positive in the home place, and then working on a balance of positivity in both realms. So I kind of like that, instead of focusing on that work-life balance thing that has become a big term in the world. Yeah, it's kind of a spin-off from it. It just gives you a different perspective, because honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to achieve a work-life balance. If that's my goal, I don't think I'm ever going to get there, because I just seem to be always busy. But if you change your perspective and shoot for something else, maybe you will. So maybe my goal is just to be positive in the workplace and positive at home, and that'll be more achievable. The other things you should do is you could consider workshops or certifications to better yourself. There are many opportunities, depending on what your career field is, to pursue further education. I'm big believer in education. I'm pursuing my MBA right now. So I do believe in bettering yourself in your career field. If you wanted to be a life coach, that's going to be one of my long-term goals. So let's say I wanted to be a life coach, then my next certification after this school will actually be to pursue a coaching certificate. So that'll be my next goal. So maybe you need to think of something else that would actually make you a better person and then go after that. So continue to do that. The opportunities are endless now that we've got technology. There's all sorts of courses online that you can take for certifications, all sorts of workshops that you can go to work on your personal skills, work on your management skills, your leadership skills. But just remember that that self-development component as a manager, as a leader, even just as an employee, if you're not in one of those management positions yet, but you want to be, but even bettering yourself as an employee is important. So continue to work on that self-development concept. Use the goals that you can, but first you got to identify your purpose and your own goals for your life. Look and see if there's any opportunities in your organization. Continue to seek feedback so you can actually work on bettering yourself. Look for other opportunities for stress management, how to balance your life so that you can remain fulfilled, and then seek other opportunities to better yourself. It's a real quick summary, but I hope that kind of sums things up on what you can do for self-development. The HBR, like I said, is a really good book. One of my favorites. I've mentioned it in probably every video, and it is almost mentioned in every future video too. So think of it as a good tool, and then I'll keep going on the video series. Thanks, guys.